Panel 4 looked at what type of criteria can be used to assess the success of an exchange or not, particularly with regard to a commodity exchange. And I think what was interesting for this panel was the fact that we had academic research to start us off, and Dr. Julian Roach from Western Australia, who then presented a paper which provided the basis or the background research to which the panel could speak. And I think it was very interesting to see, was there a difference in academia to practical experience? And Julian identified, in a sense, 3 areas of what could be considered as success criteria. The one was government, and are commodity exchanges meeting government expectations or requirements for commodity exchanges? The second, with the whole demutualization of exchanges and the fact that shareholders now have their own expectations, are there financial criteria which determine the success of an exchange? And the third was the management of the exchange themselves. What type of criteria do they use to assess success? And what the panel did with the help of interventions from the floor was to assess what Julian had presented and then look at, was there something missing? Are there other criteria? I think it was perhaps enlightening that we did concentrate on commodity exchanges, particularly soft commodity exchanges, and the fact that there was almost a social element which is very difficult to define and to measure, and whether the role that exchanges, commodity exchanges, can play in particularly providing the agricultural chain with a mechanism to manage prices. How is that actually measured? Because perhaps it doesn't always result in very lucrative contracts with regard to the volume of trading, and yet by providing an answer to the need in agriculture to manage price risk and the volatility of prices, it should surely be considered a success. And the panel looked at those various areas and gave examples, and generally it was acknowledged that although government has a role to play, at the end of the day, unless an exchange actually generates some type of income, it's not going to really survive. I think it's always an interesting point, and it's an ongoing point with regard to the sustainability of exchanges and how do you measure the criteria. So is pure profitability the only measure of success, or is there a wider area which would allow you to measure the success? I guess at the end of the day, the success of the exchange is going to be determined by the sustainability of the exchange. And in 10 years' time, will the exchange still be there? If it will be there, I guess we could consider it a success.